kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah, all right. Oh, greetings, Kids Club. Welcome to Kids Club Mission Control Central Command, aka KCMCCC.
Whoa, that's a lot of letters.
It's a space thing. Y'all short stuff.
Oh, true.
Today's mission is all about God's kingdom, what it is, and how to be a part of it, which is why we're starting not down here in Mission Control, but up there in the shuttle with our very own astronaut, Captain Cruz. Cruz, calling Captain Cruz, over.
This is Captain Cruz, over.
Good to hear your voice, Captain. Do you read?
Yes, ma'am. I read all the time. I read my Bible, read my emails, read my KCMCCC Daily Bulletin. I read for fun.
Oh, sorry, Captain. I meant, do you hear me?
Oh, why do you say so? Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Sorry about that. I must have forgotten some of the lingo they taught during KCAT.
KCAT?
Kids Club Astronaut Training.
Oh, right.
You remember, we covered KCAT during KCMCT, which was...
Kids Club Mission Control Training, right. Anyone who wants to be part of Mission Control has to go into strict training. You have to pass the dexterity exam.
And then there's the stress test.
Oh, it's okay, mate. It's okay, mate. Breathe. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. And in. And out. And in. And out. There was more than that, but that's all I remember. Then you get the sweet swag badge.
Swag?
Stuff we all get. I got mine. Did you get yours?
Do I? And it's the same with astronauts, right?
You don't know the half of it. All training is good for you and makes you a better astronaut. You can't be an astronaut if you can't do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, cardio, brain teasers, mindfulness, and wacky jacks.
Wacky jacks?
Copy that, Control. Just a regular jumping jack, except you do one side at a time.
Huh. And can you do these wacky jacks in space, too?
You know, I've never tried it. One sec.
Oh, Captain Cruz, you're drifting there. Oof, yikes. That looked like it hurt. Over.
I'm okay. I might have bumped some buttons, though. The system's kicked me out. I have no control. Control. Repeat, I have no control. Oh, I need to go check on that.
No problem, Cruz. Kids Club, while Captain Cruz unwackifies the shuttle and gets the systems back online, you learn more about what God's kingdom is. Are we go for that video, Omnivision?
Confirming. The one about how to be selected for space exploration?
Well, yes, but didn't we also load the one about God's kingdom?
Oh, yeah. Omnivision, it's the next one in the QRSTUV.
QRSTUV?
Searching. Q reserved for showing 2 unrelated videos.
Oh, forgot about that one.
Both videos found. Confirmed. 3, 2, 1.
Hello,
Go.
you smart young people. I am Dr. Archibald L. Udgical here at the Kids Club Center for Aeronautics and Space Explorations Missions, or KCKSM for short. We train the best, the brightest, and the bravest young minds for our expeditions. The rigors of space flight wreak serious havoc on the human body, which is why you must be able to hold your breath underwater for 60 minutes. And you must have gotten all 10,000 equations correct on your mathematics assessment. And finally, the bravest feat of them all, you must approach the North American apex predator, the grisliest grizzly bear in his home habitat of Yellowstone National Park, look him straight in the eye, and to his face, call him Teddy. Only then can you be part of the world famous KC Kaisam?
God's story, Kingdom. So part of God's story is about what Jesus called the kingdom. And it goes like this. When Jesus would teach people about God, he would tell them about God's kingdom. He would say, God's kingdom is here, or put God's kingdom first. That might be confusing to us today, especially if we live in a country that doesn't have a king. A kingdom is wherever the king is in charge. Kings can give commands, and people in the kingdom obey those commands. So in God's kingdom, where God is in charge, people follow God's commands. And in the part of the Bible called the law, there are a lot of commands. It was kind of confusing. Even experts on the law would argue about which commands were more important than others. One day, some religious experts asked Jesus, "Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law?" Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul. Love God with all your mind." Now, that's what they expected Jesus to say. But then Jesus said, and the second is like it, "You shall love your neighbor as you love yourself." Everything that was written in the law and the prophets is based on these two commandments. Jesus was saying that if people chose to let God be in charge of their lives, then they'll show it by treating other people, their neighbors, with love. Because God loves everyone, people we know, like our family and friends, but also people we don't know, like strangers we've never even met. God even loves people who might seem like enemies. Jesus showed God's love by helping people. He healed people who were sick, and he spent time with people who other people didn't like. He even died to rescue everyone from all the times we've disobeyed God's laws. And he did it all to prove God's love. But God's kingdom didn't stop when Jesus died. Jesus came back to life and told his followers to spread God's kingdom throughout the entire world. And that's exactly what they did. See, Jesus had told them stories or parables to teach them about God's kingdom. Jesus said the kingdom was like a tiny mustard seed that was planted in the ground and then grew and grew and grew until it became the biggest tree in the garden. And birds that might have wanted to eat that tiny mustard seed could now build a nest in the mustard tree's branches. God's kingdom might seem really small at first, but it never stops growing. Jesus also said God's kingdom was like a buried treasure that a man found in a field. When the man realized how valuable the treasure was, he buried it again, sold everything he owned, and used the money to buy the whole field. Jesus was saying that there's nothing more wonderful and good than to be in God's kingdom. The best news is God's kingdom isn't a place like a field or a building or a country that only certain people are allowed into. God's kingdom is wherever people love God and love other people. That means God's kingdom can be anywhere in the world, and everyone can choose to be part of it. Wherever someone knows that every good thing they have comes from God, and so they share what they have with others, that can be God's kingdom. Wherever someone knows that God has forgiven them for messing up, and so they forgive someone else who messed up too, that can be God's kingdom. Wherever someone learns about Jesus and tries to do things Jesus did, that can be God's kingdom too. And that's a little bit about God's kingdom. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Jesus talked about God's kingdom. The greatest commands are to love God and love people. Jesus showed what that looked like. The kingdom is like a mustard seed that grows into a tree. It's also like buried treasure. The kingdom is wherever people love God and love people. And that's a part of God's story.
And main content sequence completed. We're back, Kids Club.
That video was really fascinating, May.
I thought so too. I took notes. Let's see. God's kingdom is wherever people love God and love other people. That's a good one. Oh, and the kingdom is like a mustard seed. Love that. So tiny. I drew a picture. See?
Oh, is that little dot there?
It's not a dot, it's a mustard seed. Oh, and the kingdom is like buried treasure in a field.
And is that squiggly line there supposed to be the buried treasure?
No, that's the field. The buried treasure's still buried.
Right. Well, May, that's all well and good, but I also liked the video before that one. Is it really true that Dr. Archibald L. Ogical made people face a grizzly bear if they wanted to be part of the mission?
Maybe. One thing's for sure, not just anyone can be an astronaut and go to outer space. At least, not yet.
Right. Just like not just anyone can be part of the KCM-CCC, or certain sports teams, or certain schools, or certain clubs.
Which is part of what makes Kids Club such an amazing place to be. In Kids Club, everyone's invited because we want Kids Club to be like God's kingdom. Oh, and I have another quote from that video about that. God's kingdom can be anywhere in the world and everyone can choose to be part of it.
But how? How does someone choose to be in God's kingdom?
Well, that is a great question, and the answer is coming up in the Spot TV.
Spot TV?
Second part of the teaching video.
And what happens between now and then?
Astronaut Challenge.
Ooh, that sounds fun. All right, Kids Club, you heard May. We'll be back to talk more about how to be part of God's kingdom. But before that, Mission Control and Captain Cruz worked on some special astronaut challenges. Now, these are designed to push you a little, get you a little out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, think of it as training. Do your best in each challenge. Go. Welcome back to the Kids Club Mission Control Headquarters, or KCMCHQ.
We changed the letters again?
Yeah, I can't keep up with the rebrands either. But anyway, we hope you did your training challenges and you did your best so you can get your badge. Also, Captain Cruz got everything fixed, so they're back online.
Affirmative, HQ.
Great to hear your voice again. How about you get us back up to speed?
Roger. Quick recap. God's kingdom is wherever people follow Jesus' commands to love God and love people. In the kingdom, that's mission number 1, the prime directive, the cosmic manifesto, the JCGC.
JCGC. Wait, I got this one. Jesus Christ's greatest command.
Right.
So, love God and love people. Well, that seems really simple.
It is.
But I bet even though it's simple, that doesn't mean it's always easy.
It's not. Sometimes being in God's kingdom is easy. For some people, it might be easy to go to church, or not so easy.
It might be easy to pray and talk with God, or not so easy.
It might be easy to be patient with those around you, or not so easy.
It might be easy to share what you have with others, or not so easy.
We could go on. Jesus' commands are all good and they all make us better humans, but it's not always easy. And we're gonna mess up, and that's okay.
Kind of like our training challenges. All of them are good, but some of them were probably easier than others. So it takes practice.
Yeah, but remember, God's kingdom isn't like an astronaut program or mission control where you have to complete the challenges in order to get in. Just by asking to be part of God's kingdom and promising Jesus you'll try to follow his commands, you're in. And following Jesus really does have the power to change the entire world.
Sorry to interrupt, HQ, but I believe I'm getting a
God bless you?
Oh, no, that wasn't a sneeze. I said KOEAIIIH. That's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven.
Oh.
Switch camera to my POV. This is what it would look like if everyone in God's kingdom, every man, woman, boy, and girl tried to obey Jesus' greatest commandment. Let's imagine hope together. Close your eyes. Imagine you're floating miles and miles and miles above the earth. You can see the whole world from right where you are, and the world is dark. You can see all the darkness in the world. People who are starving, suffering from war and poverty and racism. all the unfairness, loneliness, anxiety. From where you are, you can see all of that. Now, imagine you see a tiny spot of hope. Maybe it's a tiny space of light. And at first, it seems small. But as you stare at it, you realize it's slowly growing bigger, slowly spreading out, turning the darkness into light. As it spreads, all the wrong things are made right. People who are starving are eating delicious, satisfying meals. Wars are ending. Justice is taking over. Slowly but surely, the light overcomes the darkness. John chapter 1 verse 5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it."
That was amazing, Captain. Oh, I'm glad you told us about the that thing.
You're welcome. Over and out.
So, Kids Club, now it's time for you to decide. Do you want to execute this mission or not? If so, it's going to take all of us. Let's go to the doo-doo meter.
Doodometer.
Probably could use a rebrand for that.
Here it is. All right, this is our mission for the week. Ooh, Kids Club, this might push you out of your comfort zone, but I think you can handle it, don't you?
You bet.
Okay, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to show God's love through an act of kindness. That can mean helping someone who's stressed out, sharing something you have with someone who doesn't have much, including someone who feels left out. You know, doing the kind of stuff Jesus would do if he were you.
Great. All right, Kids Club, we have our mission, and now...
This message will self-destruct in T-5.
Tool time?
4,
Tool time.
3, 2,
Hammer time.
1.
Hairbrush.
I was wondering, where is my hairbrush?